Hello guys. Today on our podcast we have Jeff and Brian from Advocado, an amazing name. They're bridging the gap between traditional TV marketing and paid ads. So guys, tell us what do you guys do? What's Advocado?
Sure. So what we are, you really did a good job, right, saying what we did, because it's pretty simple, and that's we transform traditional television advertising into a real-time bidding trigger, so that your search ads are at the top exactly when somebody's most likely to search. Say when your TV ad's running on a network.
That's awesome. So that sounds, you said it pretty, as it's an easy problem to solve, but how do you actually do that? How do you bridge somebody watching TV and somebody looking on the phone for that same ad that just showed up?
Sure, so we have a patented technology that is actually laid into a TV ad. Mm-hmm. So and then we have a network of computers that are watching TV for that particular watermark. And when they pick up the watermark is on TV, it sends our system a trigger, and it tells us which ad is running, on what station, what market, and we know exactly which piece of creative. And then we can turn around and in real time talk to Google, find out what the first position bid is for all of the keywords that our client cares about at that very moment, make bid adjustments to them by keyword. So by the time you have a chance to go, oh, that was pretty interesting, I think I'll pick up my phone and search for something, we've actually made sure that our client owns a share of voice in the search for that particular market at that very moment.
That's perfect. So you're pretty much driving the cost or click-through rates, which ultimately drives to better conversion. So that's the main problem that you're actually solving, right?
Exactly. There are really two kinds of things that we're solving. One is the fact that over the last couple of years, there's been a big battle between digital and traditional advertising media. Where do you put your money? We think the answer is it's still both, right? Traditional gets scale, digital gets precision, but no one's really been able to take advantage of it. So one is we're capturing intent that folks like Google have identified for a decade, that when people are watching TV, they just did a report, and 100% of the brand study saw an increase in search activity immediately during and after a TV ad. Okay. So this is known, but people can't take advantage of it. So our platform makes it possible for advertisers to actually be there, whether it's locally in a TV market or with the cable system, even down to the neighborhood level, when somebody's most likely to search.
Let me just do one check. I usually cut this section off.
Yep.
Okay. Is it still on, right?
Yes. Yep. Still good?
Yeah, still good. So guys, tell me a little bit about the company. What stage are you in?
Yeah, so we've been working on the project for about 2 years. We did our first kind of minimum viable product test back in 2017, really to establish, is it going to work? Is it going to have the impact we thought it would? The results astounded us in a positive way, so we spent most of 2018 actually building out the platform, because when we wanted to launch it, we wanted to do so across the entire US, and also we wanted to make sure that the platform itself could scale quickly. So we knew we'd be dealing with a lot of advertisers, doing a lot of search volume, and so we wanted to have that scale on day one. So we launched in September out of beta, and we've gained some really, really significant traction both on the revenue front, but as well as on the kind of recognition front. So.
Okay. How many brands have you been working with so far?
So multiple brands. So in terms of specific clients, I think we've worked with about 10 or 12. If we go back, we had some seasonal folks. We did some political and healthcare last year, and now we have some more consistent. But one of the biggest surprises, and it's great for a startup, is our channel partners. So now we have agencies that want to work with us so that they can bring it to all their customers, right? So one relationship, multiple customers. We have TV station owners, large ownership groups that you'd be familiar with, right? That want to use us to create new types of ad units that are coordinated ad units between broadcast and search, as well as things like cable systems.
That's awesome. But that's a big challenge for every starter company, is they wonder how the heck I'm going to get my first clients, right? Mm-hmm. Partner channel is definitely one of those lead generation that's without a sales team, sort of.
Yep.
They're working. So how did you kind of get through to these partner channels? Any tips and advice you'd like to share?
Yeah, interestingly, so our original strategy was to go after predominantly agencies first as channel partners. We fairly quickly realized that it was going to be a difficult road to convince an agency to take a flyer on a new product and really solving a problem that nobody had been able to solve before. They weren't willing to put their client relationship on the line for that. So we actually switched our approach and started going directly after the brands themselves. And once we'd get a brand, then we would end up working with their agency when we were working with that brand. They would see the results, and then all of a sudden they wanted to take us to the rest of their clients.
So you went through the brand to get to the agency.
So
exactly.
we actually pulled it through the brands rather than going directly to the agencies, because the agencies are like, okay, that's great, but where's my motivation to put my neck on the line?
Yeah, sure.
And so it worked out really well.
And there's one more thing, if it's okay, I want to share. And I think, because you're talking to startups, right, that are trying to figure out how to get there. We also did some things where we just swung for the fences, right? So January, right, Super Bowl, biggest advertising day of the year. We had a goal, right? So here we are, we launched in September. So we're 3.5 months out of launch, and we said we wanted a Super Bowl advertiser. And we sent a blind message to the head of innovation at Avocados from Mexico. Obviously we had some affinity, and they took us up on it. So we powered their Super Bowl ad and created some amazing data. And so things like that.
So did you kind of burn your price, or just still want to pilot with you?
Well, this was a one day, so let's think about it. This was, literally we said, we're willing to offer this to you for one day for free. Because the PR value of having that, being the first activated Super Bowl ad, was huge and we ended up getting a lot of press pickups because of it.
And actually a couple of agency partners who worked with Avocados from Mexico have since brought us in to talk to other clients.
That's fantastic. And I mean, this is one of the things we preach our early stage clients who are trying to get their first clients to build that kind of referral, not a referral, but more of case study, right?
Exactly.
And you're doing it by going in with some brands and even telling them, we're not going to charge you for this. Let's just adopt it and help you. We're going to bring you value and build some metrics around, like, are we going to do a lift in CTR? Are we going to do an increase in potential conversion, right? So these are some awesome ways to get in.
Yeah, and particularly in the ad tech space, right? Because there's a lot of fluff, a lot of promises that are fairly empty in the ad tech space. And so actually one of our core values is facts over fancy. Because we lead with facts, we lead with case studies. And you know what, if it doesn't work, great, then it doesn't work and we're not the right fit for you. But we always put the data out there and let the data speak for itself.
And for kind of these kind of pilots, I think one of the key messages to the startups though is to make sure you don't undervalue what you're giving. So we never actually give something away. What we say, and we actually have we still make them sign an agreement, and in the agreement we are granted case study rights to the data. We are granted quotes from them that we can use on our website and in promotional materials. So we get value. We just have it in a different sense. So I think that's another message. Don't just give away your product. If you're targeting an industry where you want data, it's okay to do a free proof of concept, but make sure you get something in return.
Right, and you don't have, I mean, the freemium model for you guys doesn't make sense because working with brands who already spending
we're thousands of dollars a month,
So for you, it's more, they're value aware more than price sensitive.
Yes, exactly.
So it makes sense for you to not give it for free, but just to build out that first few client base of referrals. Okay, that's fantastic.
No question.
How big is the team?
So to put it in perspective, we kind of made our debut before we launched the product at Collision last year. Oh, wow, okay. At the time, we still really hadn't formalized the team, so you could say we were 0
So this is
employees.
Like a 1 year anniversary.
1 year, yeah. So this and Collision was amazing for us last year. Today, we've got 14 folks on the team.
Awesome.
So
are you going for Series A soon?
That's our plan, right? So
end of Q3 is our time frame for our Series A.
Okay. Now, any other channels of acquisition you guys would like to shed the light on, or primarily you've done the partnership channel?
No, so partnerships, again, what's interesting for us is if you look at the value chain, right, from network owner to station operator to cable system to agency to advertiser and then to digital platform, each and every one of them we can add value to. So, we've actually, from that advertiser up, we've actually established relationships. Okay. And so we're working on channel partnerships throughout. We've actually, we're going to be at Google with the National Association of Broadcasters in July. Okay. So we're working on a relationship with them. Hopefully we're going to have a more formal one because we make Google ads smarter.
That's fantastic. So last couple of questions. Where do you guys see your business in a year?
Wow. In Toronto at Collision.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No,
same suit.
It's
same suit, by the way.
Oh yeah. No, these will always be around.
You guys can see.
Absolutely. We really, obviously we see a significant amount of revenue traction in our next 12 months, we're gonna. I think a couple of the big differences that we'll see is we'll have a sales force that's strategically placed throughout the large media markets in the country. New York and LA and San Francisco and Seattle, Chicago, Dallas. All the big media markets will have boots on the ground in those markets, I think we'll really have seen some of these strategic partnerships, which are fairly early on in some cases in the development, we will have seen them blossomed and really kind of fully at scale.
That's perfect. Guys, you were fantastic. I'm really happy to do this. So as you guys can see, Advocado, an amazing ad tech product. They were able to grow their company from 2 people pre-launch right here at Collision last year. And so far they've expanded their team to 14
yeah.
folks, and an amazing product with about 13 brands using them. They're solving a big problem of the click-through rates and bridging the gap between TV and paid ad search right there live. And fantastic way to acquire the first clients is to go in with brands, offer them, free value for one day, and on that they build case studies which they were able to navigate through the different channels and build more value in the different chain of operation of that company. Did I get that right?
You got
Absolutely.
that perfectly.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. Pleasure.
All right. Hey, thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it.